So ACAPMA is the Australasian Convenience and Petroleum Marketers Association, and the key there is in both Australasian and petroleum marketers. So we're really at a point here where we're actually servicing both Australia and New Zealand. Now our members, by statute, we're an industrial organisation. We only operate in terms of advocacy and industrial representation here in Australia, but we are providing services through our partners, through our retailers into New Zealand as well, particularly in terms of training and support services. But we really do three things. The first thing we do is advocacy. So that is representing the industry to government and providing a public face to the industry and explaining why people are doing things. That sort of creates the space for businesses to be successful. And when you look at advocacy, you sort of say, well, I don't need to be a member to get the benefit, because they're going to talk anyway for the members they've currently got. But there's a second element of advocacy, which is about legislation. We operate in what we call a co-regulated industry. And if I think about a business in New South Wales, they've got 26 different laws and regulations they've got to adhere to, and the government's constantly tinkering with them. So what we tend to do is work with government before that legislation is implemented to champion the interests and the rights of our members. And in that process, we consult with our members. So the element that people often don't understand is if you're a member of ACAPMA, you're part of that conversation going back in. So we can take account of the concerns you've got, but in addition, you start to see the sorts of issues that government are talking about, which means you can factor it into your business risk. So advocacy is the first one. The second one is support services, and they're predominantly risk and HR, and all our issues are about compliance support. So whether that's ACCC compliance, retail compliance, making sure that you're complying with work health and safety regulations, industrial relations, we're basically your compliance partner in that sort of area, and that's predominantly why we exist. And then the last one is knowledge. Now, knowledge is often a misused word because if we talk about information, you're bombarded with information. But what we tend to do is we operate as a specialist in the petroleum marketing industry, which means we tailor that information to turn it into useful facts, stuff that you can take away with the business, effectively develop and deliver to you as a member a knowledge dividend about what's changing, what's happening with electric vehicles, what's happening with the digital forecourt, what's actually happening with global trends in terms of consumer behaviour. A lot of the big businesses, they do that. They've got marketing and strategy departments, but a lot of our members in that mid-cap and small space don't do that. And so we see the opportunity to actually share that knowledge. But knowledge also comes from peer-to-peer contacts. So it's just about hosting events, creating opportunities for people to talk with each other so that they understand the dynamic from their own perspective. So why join ACAPMA? Three things: advocacy, compliance support, knowledge and networking. ACAPMA is an organisation that basically supports people that operate in the end stream. So we're talking here about distributors, wholesalers, retailers, contractors who support assets, equipment suppliers that support the fuel assets, those that actually provide non-fuel products and services to the industry, because increasingly the service station industry is a small format retail proposition where we sell a lot of fuel, but over time, as technology's changing, as consumption's actually changing, that side of our non-fuel business as small format retail is increasing. So there's something for everybody in terms of our organisation in providing that sort of support to all industry players in the end stream.